Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jennifer and the channel is named Faith Made Legacy. So today's video, I came up with some stuff. I've been doing some content thinking and I really want to get into my diagnoses as someone who is diagnosed with mental illness, more than one. I want to be able to share all my experiences on here with drug addiction as well, which I consider a mental illness. It is called substance use disorder. And I was trying to figure out, like, how do I get into it, this and that. So basically I'm going to do a series and I'm going to discuss today my 7/ possibly 8. I have a discrepancy with the 8th one. Different mental illnesses, and then I'm going to go through a series in my next videos with each one and describe what each one is technically defined as, and then also as well I'm going to describe like how it affects my life and how I feel about it. So some of these videos might get longer. I'm glad I'm getting into some content. This is really what I do want to focus on and be able to help with. And again, it's super therapeutic to me just to get on YouTube and do this. So again, I'm working with, very scarce and not all the equipment and devices I need. So bear with me there with my editing and everything else. And let's get into it. Okay. So, I'm totally not defined by my diagnoses. I went many years undiagnosed, which led to self-medicating with illicit drugs and other things, which I have, sorry you guys. Other illicit drugs and some prescribed ones, which I have started telling a little bit of stories about, but I have so many, you guys. So in the meantime, so I don't feel like I'm defined by my diagnoses. They didn't come until later, all through my 20s and 30s. I did have some random diagnoses, but now I'm in a whole entire integrated treatment care. And they have changed my diagnoses a lot of times, and some of them I still don't even understand. And as far as the labels and everything else goes, I'm just going to go through it with this, and then, like I said, I will do a series with each one, and I will do the technical and the medical diagnoses, the definition, what it means, and if I agree with that in my case. And then a lot of things I've become, very into praying and God and everything else. And a lot of that stuff I'm really just hoping to be healed from. So let me stop playing with my hair. Okay, so I am diagnosed with three anxiety disorders. That would be GAD, which is generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, and panic disorder with agoraphobia. Agoraphobia is the fear of leaving the house. There's been times in my life where I've stayed in the house for 3 months and been afraid to go to the door, or even hear the door would make my heart jump and everything else. We'll talk about that. It sounds like paranoia, but it's not. One thing I'm not diagnosed with is schizophrenia, or paranoid schizophrenia. So that is agoraphobic tendencies as well. So actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Between anxiety and agoraphobia, there's 6 just in that. Okay. I'm also OCD. I do not have the worst case. And again, when I do the video about that in the series, I will discuss more of that. So I'm lucky in that, or I don't have the worst, but I definitely am diagnosed with it. Happened later in my life, and I can see when I get into that video where that diagnosis comes from. And again, I'm glad it's not the most extreme. Borderline personality disorder. I've been told on and off. This is something that when someone has bipolar disorder, it could be the wrong diagnoses. A lot of people say they don't coexist, and a lot of people say that they do coexist almost all the time. Well, I am diagnosed with both of them. Bipolar disorder 1, bipolar was like one of my first diagnoses. Bipolar 1 and bipolar 2 are different. I am diagnosed bipolar 1. It is more manic, mania up, whereas bipolar 2 is more of a depressive state. And there is a lot that goes along to that. Some of you might be familiar with it. Some of you might suffer from it yourself. And yeah, so that is something, that is a big one. So I have borderline personality disorder and bipolar 1. It took me a long time to even understand borderline personality disorder, and I definitely don't fully still understand it now. But I'm starting to understand a little more of it and how it has affected my life. When you are someone who has that disorder, borderline personality disorder, it's very hard to see it in yourself. It's one of the symptoms. So that's where that is. I have PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, from certain trauma in my life, and substance abuse disorder, which is obviously addiction. I have struggled with several addictions. I have a very addictive personality, and so I am diagnosed with that. Okay. And so, finally, what I wanted to discuss was why I say 7/8. So the original diagnoses I ever had when I was a child was ADHD. I am the mother of a child with ADHD and a couple other things. And so here is why I still, as an adult, get diagnosed that. I see it, and we'll get more into it when it gets its own video in this series. The diagnosis series, I guess I'm going to call it. But the thing is that I was prescribed Adderall, and I wound up abusing it. And they say Adderall should make you calmer, and you know that it's going to help. It did help me focus and stay like hyper focused on things, but what Adderall did was get me high when I abused it. And the same thing happened with methamphetamines, and I will keep those for other videos, but I just want to put that in there because it makes me wonder about the diagnoses. It makes me very confused and want to do a lot of research, because everyone always says, like, if you're really diagnosed with ADHD, which is attention deficit hyperactive disorders, then amphetamines and stimulants and all those things that they prescribe, even the street drugs, would give the opposite effect and, even put you to sleep. So that is something that I really wonder, since I did struggle with that addiction, both meth and Adderall. And we will get into it, into that video, in that series, in that video for ADHD. So I will count it, since they do have it on my diagnoses. That would make 8. And I just wanted to say a couple things. Number one, if you're new here, please like this video if you like this content. Thank you for supporting me. This is new. It's therapeutic to me. I hope I can help other people. And my goal is to validate people with mental illness and addiction, since I had a lot of problems in my life not being validated, and it really made it a lot harder. And it still messes with me, but I'm really working on coping and being positive and healthy mindset and everything else, and being right with God, because those are all big things that have to go along with this. It's not just medicine. It's not any of that. Emotional support is huge. And I didn't have any of that. So I hope that I can help others. I hope that I can continue to enjoy this and have it be therapeutic for myself. I am a little nervous of like comments and judgments that I would get, but that's like anything in the world, and it's anything, especially if you're putting yourself out there on social media. And I really want to stick with it and really want to be able to be strong enough to handle that stuff. So again, you guys, thank you so much for watching. However you got here, please go ahead and throw it a like. It really helps. A thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe. I would love that. Again, just getting comfortable with this and everything else. My name is Jennifer. It's Faith Made Legacy, this channel, and today I'm discussing my 7/possibly 8 different mental health diagnoses, and I'm going to be doing a series, and I will break down each one that I've already listed, so we can just get to know each other and get to know what they are right now, and then I'll break down each one, how I feel about it, and what the actual technical definition and the medical, definition of it is. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing, however you got here. Thank you for all of that. You can follow me on Instagram, also at Faith Made Legacy, all lowercase letters. Same thing with TikTok. And I also wanted to mention this shirt says, I know my worth, because again, our mental illness diagnoses do not mean that we have any less worth, or that we are not, or that we're defined by them. And I did get this from my friend who has a clothing company called Lita Clothing, and I will link that right here or in the description box below. I'm not positive. And also during the series, I'll probably be still doing anxiety vlogs and, just random things that I might come up with that I might want to, put in as another video, but I will have this series for you. And again, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Everyone have a wonderful day. Mwah. I love you guys. I'm grateful for every single one of you that is here right now, and I look forward to sharing more experiences with you. Thank you guys.